Hey guys, this is Rick and welcome to the Flatcore server. I did a little something. I wanted to show it to you guys. I'm tired of kind of the tired of the fence. I'm going to change this fence, and I wanted a better entrance into the homestead here. So what I did was just made a little kind of fancy dancy little entrance to the homestead here. I get a little laggy here. There's not very many people online. Get rid of this guy so we can talk here. Go, go, go. Oh, these slimes are so annoying. Yeah, I'm definitely getting some lag here. Get rid of these guys. Go, 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 go. Away. Okay, here we go. But yeah, I just did a little entrance here. It says the homestead, and this is, I don't know, sort of a little, I don't even know what you call that sort of thing. Just a little feature, water feature, I guess. I'm not sure what you would call this, but it's just a little something to kind of just set off the entrance. And as you can see, I've got this little thing going here, which leads into the entrance. Now, what I want to do is redo the fence, because I don't like it. I mean, it's actually okay, but I don't know, it doesn't fit in with the rest of the look of the homestead. So I kind of wanted to just sort of fix it up a little bit, but I don't know really what sort of. I just went with plain stone here in this because I kind of like that clean design, but I haven't really come up with a design for the fence yet. Obviously it's gonna need to fall in line with this, but I do need the slabs across the top like this in order to keep the spiders from just climbing over the top all the time. But what I need to do is get into creative mode and kind of just try out some different things. I'm probably going to end up making it a bit taller because you can't really see inside here anyways. So there's really no reason to, to make it where you can see inside. So I'm probably going to end up making it taller, but yeah, I'm not really sure what the design's going to be. I mean, I'm limited on what I can use, obviously. I can use the slabs. I can use the blocks, the brick, stone, cobblestone. That's probably about it. Oh, wood. I could use wood. Although I'm not thinking about using wood along the fence. I'm thinking about using brick and stone. Maybe cobblestone fencing to give it some texture and some depth. And probably not any wood, because the majority of what we've got going on here is the stone with the slabs, the stone slabs. So I don't know. I'm not saying for sure. Even though that's kind of wood, I wanted that wood to kind of set up to contrast with this. That's why that was wood. If this was stone and this was all stone, I think it wouldn't be enough contrast. So this has got the wood tone and texture to it, so it, I think it contrasts real nicely with it. Now the first version I worked on this, I had tall grass here, but I didn't really like it. It looked a little too messy. Although the tall grass over here I think looks fine. This sort of, I mean, you've got the flowers and stuff with the tall grass heading over this way. And this is as far out as I'm going to go on this side of it. I brought out the claim out to here, actually, just to cover the entrance, because I needed the space, but I'm not going to go out any farther this way. So having the grass with the flowers and stuff here, but this gives me, I can expand, this way and go towards the back, and probably not expand out this way any farther either. But yeah, I need to get in creative mode and just try out some designs and stuff. But yeah, I want to work on the fence and get the fence squared away a little bit, I think. So that's going to be doing. I just wanted to show that little thing to kind of get us started here, to show you the entrance, because I just wanted to fancy up the entrance a little bit, make it a little more interesting, I guess, because it's pretty plain the way we had it set up before, but that just adds a little bit of visual interest to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into creative mode and try out a bunch of stuff, and then come back, and I might do a time lapse, you know, of me building part of the fence at least, and then yeah, and then we'll maybe figure out, depending on how long that's going to take and how that turns out, maybe do something else, or I don't know, we'll see. Haven't figured that part out yet, so we'll let's take a look at our chest real quick, because I forgot what I had in there. Oh yeah, fish and charcoal. Okay. So yeah, let me get into creative mode and mess around a little bit in there, and then we'll come back and we'll do something else. So see you here in a bit. Hey guys, welcome back. This hit my microphone there. Sorry about that. This is my creative world here, and yeah, just ignore this. Don't pay any attention to this. This is nothing. This is nothing at all. There's the little entrance I was working on. And this is kind of the design of the fence that I came up with. I tried several different designs, and as you can see, I was kind of playing around with different blocks and whatnot, the ones that we have available on the Flatcore. And this is what I came up with. So I've got stone. Whoop, dang it. There we go. Got stone brick, got the slabs and the fences. And it's got a little bit of a repeating pattern. This is one section here, and we've got the stone brick and little opening there, and then this is the other section right here. This little, so we got the fence and the fence here with the stone brick, and then the slab, and then the structure's holding up the little overhang. Now this overhang is here so that the spiders can't climb over. Now I made it two because with just this one here, they were still able to climb over the fence, because I tried it out with several spiders, just getting the spider egg and getting on the other side and having them track towards me. And without this lip here, they were able to climb over. I guess because maybe this stone or the cobblestone fence walls, I'm not really sure, but so I had to extend this out by one. But let's back up a little bit and kind of get an overview of it. I kind of like this design. It's got a lot of visual interest, I think, in it. There is a number of well, it's a repeating pattern, obviously, so it's going to be easy to build. I wanted something that was relatively straightforward to build, because I'm going to have to go all the way around the homestead, and when I expand the homestead, I'm going to need to expand this. So I needed a pattern that number one, I had the blocks for, number two, would be easy to build, but was visually interesting. And I think this has a lot of texture to it, even though it's a repeating pattern. It's got this section here and this section here are different enough to sort of offset each other, but they're similar enough not to be, not to look weird together. In other words, because I'm using the stone brick in both, the two patterns flow together, I think, nicely. And it's resource friendly, because really, I mean, all this stuff is really easy to get. It's all just sit at the cobblestone generator for a while and build it. But I like it because you've got the little openings here, and you've got the different various levels here, but there's also a consistency to it. So I really like the way this turned out. And as I said, it's a little bit higher, but not a whole lot. You can actually just build this without scaffolding up, which is nice. So yeah, that's kind of the design I came up with. So what I'm going to do is, well, let's look up from the other side as well, I guess. just so we can get the see what the backside looks like. And it's the same. It's just you don't have the overhang. But yeah, I think it turned out really nice. I like it. It's got some depth to it with the cobblestone walls, fences. I think technically they're called cobblestone walls, but I call them cobblestone fences, whatever. But the cobblestone fences, you know, and the stone brick. So yeah, I think it turned out pretty nice. And I like this. I like the texture combination between the cobblestone, the brick, and the slabs, stone slabs, the white stone slabs. And you know, I don't know a whole lot about building, but one thing I do know is you don't want to use a ton of different textures in a single build. You know, I think 3 is probably going to be the limit for, especially for something like this, because it just ends up being too busy. And I think this is okay because it has some consistency to it. You know, you've got the brick section, and then you've got kind of the stone section. And you know, you've got the brick that's transitioning from this section to that section, and then you have the stone slabs across the top, which are transitioning from the bottom to the top. So I think that works pretty well. It is maybe a little bit starting to get busy, but not too bad, I don't think. I think it's, you know, I think it's just the right complexity and simplicity, you know, as far as the tone of it. Maybe a different, you know, I mean, we're still dealing with grays and whites here, so maybe a different color sprinkled in there. But I mean, these go well together. They're in the same color palette. And I think if we were to stick something, you know, like wood, see, that doesn't fit at all. And you know, I thought about using the stone, like, you know, say for instance, transitioning to stone here, like this, for this section. Well, actually, let's see. I'm sorry. Let's go back here. Yeah, I was thinking about using just plain stone to transition in this section, but I don't know. You see how it doesn't look, to me, it doesn't look right. It's, you know, now we've separated these two sections and they don't flow together very well. You know, even though stone and brick by itself, if you were to, you know, use stone and brick, for example, something like this, you know, that doesn't look too bad at all. See, that looks okay. But you've got the two things going together, and then, you know, here you could add something like this to it. You know, and then you could repeat the pattern. That looks okay, but this, I don't know. It doesn't flow together, and I wanted it to flow. I just thought the stone brick made this section flow into this section a lot nicer, and kind of just, you know, link the two sections together. Otherwise, this didn't look right to me. So I just went with that color scheme, even though it's gray and white. But you have the different textures. There's 3 different textures, but the color scheme is within the same palette, so I think it works out well. So yeah. Now this design, though, I think I'm going to use for another project, something like this for another project, which I think will work out pretty well, but that'll be in the future. So yeah, so anyways, there's the wall design. So I'm going to head back over into the Flatcore, and I'll do a section of it. We'll see how it looks. So see you there. Hey guys, welcome back. Well, as you can see, I worked on this a little bit. I changed the entrance. I added some fencing here with some gates because the slimes were just congregating in this little area here, and it was just nearly impossible to get in and out. So I did that. But here's the front section done. And you can see here, this is kind of how I've been doing it. I set up a little fence down the way here, so I'm not, you know, bothered with all these slimes all the time. And then I go ahead and work on it. It's been real simple to build. As I said, it's just it's a repeating pattern. So it's not, once you get going on it, it's not hard at all to do. And but yeah, let's go down this way. I think it turned out pretty well. yeah, I think it looks nice. I like it. So, and then of course, you know, it's just exactly the same way. One thing interesting about it, completely unintentional though, was, as you can see, this ends perfectly in a section here. And because I thought I'd probably have to wrap around the sections, you know, because, you know, I really had planned on building, you know, the size of the homestead is just completely arbitrary. And see, and this ends in a perfect section there, which is kind of weird, but yeah, it just worked out that way. It's kind of crazy. And then, look at all these slimes. One thing about all these slimes, it's like a built-in XP factory. In fact, you know, XP farm. You just go out here and kill slimes for a little while, and you have all the XP you could want. But here's the little entrance. I kind of fancied that up just a bit. Yeah, kind of gave it a little archway. Now the question, of course, is since I've got the that sort of pattern going. Yeah, the little ones, the little ones can climb up there in the water. I'm debating about whether or not to replace this bottom section here with the same kind of pattern. I'm going to try it and we'll see what it looks like. I don't know if I'm going to do it or just leave it the way it is. But I could do, you know, let's get over here so we can see it. You know, I could do the 3, and then, you know, just do this bottom section here because I've got that and then the slab on top of it. So, and I don't really want that any bigger than what it is now. In other words, I don't want to extend this wall that way. I kind of want to leave this open like that, just that height. But I'm wondering if maybe I need to change the bottom to match the bottom here. I don't know. I'll probably try it just to see what it looks like. But I may just leave it the way it is here. Not sure yet. But yeah, so that's the fence. That's what it looks like. And let's look from the inside here. So yeah, I think it looks pretty nice, and it gives us somewhat of a view. It's interesting because you can actually shoot through those little openings and you know, kill creepers or whatever. See, you can actually hit stuff through those openings. And the spiders cannot climb over, which is good. So that keeps them out. And just a little side note here. I did Etho's glowing tree thing with the pumpkins, but it looks stupid. So I'll probably revert those back to just normal trees. Yeah, or I could just do, let's see, what is it? Video settings. Just do fast. See, that looks okay. The fast graphics look okay. You can't see the pumpkins, but I kind of like the fancy graphics. I was in the, doesn't make any difference on the server, but yeah, I was in my creative world. I always get in peaceful there, so I don't bother by the slimes in there. But yeah, see, I don't like it. It looks stupid. So I'll probably revert those back, but I'll do that at some point. I'm not going to mess with it right now. Yeah, I just kind of, after I did them all without really looking at them, and I thought, you know, those look stupid. If I went with the fast graphics, it wouldn't matter, but with the fancy graphics, it looks kind of dumb. So I think they look better from a distance, the way Etho has them. But I like the idea because it does make it kind of light up nicely. But yeah, so anyways, I'm getting off track here, as I do sometimes. So anyways, there it is. So what I need to do is I've got that side set up, so I'm going to work on that side, and I'm just going to do the fencing all the way around, obviously. I probably won't record any of it because it's just basically, you know, me doing this pattern, me doing this pattern. I may do a time lapse of a little section of it, you know, just to kind of give you an idea, but there's really nothing too interesting about it. You know, it's just basic placing blocks, and, you know, you've seen and done that 1.5 billion times before. So, but yeah, so there we go. That's what it looks like. I like it. I think it's visually interesting. let's go back out here and just take another quick look at it here before I get started. I want to look at it from a distance here. We'll go over here by King's. This is King's little thing, although I haven't seen King on for quite a while, so I don't know what he's up to. But yeah, I think from a distance, I think it looks It looks good. That's the kind of the thing. I want it to be visually interesting, and you know, from this distance, you can still see the pattern somewhat. You know, and the dang slimes. And as you get closer to it, the pattern kind of comes out even more and more. But it's visually interesting from a distance, which is what I wanted. You know, I wanted to be able to have a, you know, an interesting feature that you could see from a ways away. You know, as you're coming up on the homestead, you start to see this. I mean, even from here, you can somewhat see the detail, or you can at least see that there is detail to it. You know, and then as you get closer to it, the detail becomes more pronounced. So, yeah, I think that's really turned out well. I really like it. So, just a matter of me going all the way around the place. So, yeah, like I said, I may do a little time lapse just of a section of it, but I mean, you know, there's really nothing all that interesting in it. You know, it's just basically grunt work. But it should look good all the way around. And then what I'll do when I expand the homestead, I will just let's go over here. I'll probably like expand out of this section, because this is a 3. I made this 3 wide so we could have a nice 3 wide section, which I like my entrances to be 3 wide. I think this one's 3 wide as well. It doesn't feel, yeah, see, this is 3 wide as well. And that's what I like, because I like to have, it feels too claustrophobic if you don't have a 3 wide entrance. So I like the 3 wide entrances. So using the 3 wide pattern, I can take a section and knock out an entrance into another part of the homestead. So if I expand out in this direction, for example, I could just knock out, say, over here. You know, I've got some room to build a path this way, and I could knock out this 3-foot section here, and hopefully, it depends on how it lines up, but I'm hoping I'd be able to do that. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, actually, that might work. I think 1, 2. I think that might actually work. So, completely by accident, of course, but yeah. So, anyways, even if it's offset a little bit, doesn't have to be an exact center. Even if it's offset a little bit, because this entrance is actually offset, and I did that just because, you know, when you first start your claim, you get the little area, but I expanded out in this area more than I did this one. I couldn't really go this far this way because I didn't want to encroach on that mansion over there, which you can't get too close to it anyways, because it's a pretty wide area that's under administrative control. So, you know, so it's a little bit offset anyways, and if that's offset just a bit, it won't hurt anything. Yeah, it won't be that big of a deal. So, but anyways, yeah, so let me work on this, and I'll get back to you guys here in a little bit and let you see what the finished product looked like. And like I said, I might do a little time lapse as well. So I will see you here in a bit.